Hey, dude, I didn't leave any music on again. What the fuck? What am I doing? Oop, that's so loud. All right, cool. We're here. Hello. I'm here to entertain you all for an hour or two until the Potty C comes out, which I'm not making this up, is 3 hours long. Hello. Hello. Hi, Reptar. Oh, do you need to go outside? Fuck, he might need to go out. Do you need to go potty? Whenever he needs to go out, he just sits down directly. Not directly at me. He'll, do it to the side, and then he'll look right at me. I'm like, okay, I get it. I think, actually, maybe he's actually sitting in the direction of where outside is. I never thought about that. All right, I can leave them outside until they start yelling. How hyped are we for PoE2? Pretty hyped. I'm going to play with Shroud, I think. We don't know how many people we want to play with. Apparently you can party with up to 6 people. Actually, here's our... Actually, I think he texted me since I last looked at it. Want to build a PoE group or is that troll? I'm down, but I'm not. I don't understand the game. And he said, who are we thinking? Do we get more stupid people or brainiacs? And I said, that's a good question. It might be a vibe to just stupid our way through it. So that's kind of our plan. I guess no one really knows a ton about the game. I mean, I've played it before. I know people have played it more recently than me, and maybe some people have played it a lot. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think a lot of stuff is in quotes figured out, you know? So I don't know if we want to do 6, but just a couple, I think. I live under a rock. When does PoE2 come out? December 6th, I believe. December 6th. What did you guys talk about for 3 hours? On the Potty C? Well, we opened with, holy shit, we're so bored right now. And then we kind of ramped that into some other shit. Then we talked about our days. And then we tier listed all of the WoW patches since Legion. And that took 2 hours. And then we had a Patreon question. And then that took 20 minutes. And then it ended. It's pretty good content, I think. I don't think people, I don't think podcasts are too long is a complaint you're going to get from a lot of people, because what podcasts serve as is a opportunity to, have something to listen to in the background while you do other things. And, generally speaking, people who listen to podcasts could use almost an infinite amount of that. Even if they can't listen to it all in one day, there's probably some extent, if you were going long just for the sake of going long, meaning that it was not good, I think quality is better than quantity for sure, but quantity is really fucking good. So I think most people are okay with that. There's people with 10,000 hours in PoE 1 that still don't know anything about PoE 1. You'll be okay. Fuck yeah. That was a YouTube comment, by the way. Read that shit right away. Or YouTube chat. As a truck driver, podcasts are wonderful to listen to on long trips, 300 plus miles. I mean, dude, if you're a truck driver, you are probably the absolute master of entertaining yourself as like secondary content. Like, you have to. Or else you'd just be fucking extremely bored, right? I mean, I go on long drive. Honestly, I can relate to that as someone who just has a lot of commuting time. Like, I play at every hockey rink in the city, and some of them are like 30 to 40 minutes away. And then drive there and back. I mean, there's some of you guys commute to work every day for like more than an hour based on where you live sometimes. And that you probably have similar thoughts where like you have to find a way to entertain yourself in the car. So like podcasts are naturally the best way to do that. All right, my dog started yelling, by the way. So I gotta let them in. They're screaming. How was your all's Thanksgiving, by the way? Was it nice? Was it cool? Was it lit? Was it all of those things? I had a FaceTime with my family because my sister's in Miami, I'm in Los Angeles, and both of my parents are still back home. So apparently my mom and my dad, just the two of them, mom cooked an entire fucking turkey, which that's like an insane amount of food. But she makes extremely good turkey soup with like the leftover turkey. Oh my god, I actually want that shit so bad. Oh, it's so good. Drama filled is how mine was. I wonder why. Well, I mean, families always have some kind of drama going on. Maybe this Thanksgiving though, like there's definitely, like, I've experienced this where like politically the US has been kind of wild recently. By the way, shout out the election being over and me not having thought about politics or a single politician in like 3 weeks. Fucking God bless. But I could definitely foresee some scenarios where a lot of the polarizing opposite sides family members end up at the same Thanksgiving table that they haven't seen in a while, and then that could be kind of wild. Are you gonna play hardcore with OnlyFans? Nah. It wasn't politics. My nephew's girlfriend that he broke up with showed up with her parents. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's real drama. That's fucking crazy. Like, they weren't invited and they showed up, or like they were invited and then they broke up and then they followed through with the invitation. That's the only thing that makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. They were invited, they broke up, and then they showed up. Okay, that at least lines up. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy awkward. Was it really fucking awkward? Like, did shit get wild? Sorry, I need to know about this. That's like a good premise for like a sitcom, you know? Why would you still show up? Yeah, I don't think that... So, the parents made the bad move there. I think the parents were like, well, they're nice people, and they invited us. I guess they canceled their Thanksgiving plans because of the plans. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Maybe... Okay, did they break up, like... They went upstairs to talk, and then she came back down, and she was clearly crying. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's... Wow, that's so dog shit. Max, you've been watching Silo. I haven't seen the third episode. I wasn't super into the first episode of Silo, but episode 2 was fucking great. Oh man, it was so good. Brought me all the way back in. I think it'd be super cool to see you raid lead a bunch of Braid Dead streamers in their first MC at 60. So I know nothing about Classic, so I wouldn't be able to raid lead anyone in anything in Classic. I would just be a little follower. I would just be a little idiot. I probably wouldn't even make it to 60. I'd get bored. I don't think I'm physically capable of leveling in Classic past 15 without dying of boredom. I've tried it like 4 times. Um, sounds like Thanksgiving turned into a drama series. Next episode. Oh, dude, the bot's back. Bro, he's been gone for like a long time, right? Alejandro? That dude's been gone for fucking ever. Holy shit, someone turned the bot back on. That's sick. I think. Is that sick? I don't know if it's sick, but... that guy says all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know why I made a bot a mod. That just sounds like such a bad idea. My hot take is that Classic and all of these other subversions of WoW are a net negative. Oh, that's an interesting thought. I don't think that's true. So, like, I mean, that makes sense. It's a hot take, right? You say that knowing that most people wouldn't agree with you, but I think it's... actually, yeah, I don't think I agree with that at all. Because, like, I think the only credible argument you could make is it brings hype away from retail. But I actually think so many more people played retail in the last 6 years because they got back into World of Warcraft at all via Classic. I think, like, Blizzard's big bet that everyone that came back in Classic would, like, be kind of, like, gateway drugged into retail. And I think for a lot of people that happened. The fact that you can still generate hype about your game at all, whether it's a nostalgic old version or anything, is really good. So I don't think I'd agree with that. Is that the, like, can you just for fun, can you tell me what your line of thinking is? Like, what's the, like, explain the hot take. Do you think that, like, basically if you play the last 6 years out and you never re-release Classic, do you think retail is a better game or a bigger game right now? I don't know if I'd be kind of weird to make an argument to say it would be better or worse. The quality, I don't know how that would matter. What is it? That's how it worked for me. I was done with WoW. Classic got me back and I fell into retail. Yeah, I mean, that's literally why they brought back Classic, was to get people back in retail. Classic is finite. Although it is interesting that people keep creating content for it, though, and, like, making it cool. I've just been in a pattern for years and years of just playing retail when the patch comes out for a few months and then stopping and playing other games. And then Classic just would have been another game that I would play. Like, I don't really consider it WoW. I mean, it literally is WoW, but, like, it's not like something that I do. Like, I'm a retail player, so I'll play Classic. Like, it's just a different game. And it's just I've always just rather playing other games, I think. Didn't they say that talent trees were brought back because of Classic? I don't think they said that. I think that was speculation by me. I thought that they brought back the talent. Well, I don't know if they did it exactly for that reason, but I bet it was discussed that, like, new talent trees and a refresh on talent trees would bring a lot of specific Classic players back to retail because they really liked those trees back in Classic. And I think that was pretty successful as well. Like, when they were first being brought back, like, people were so interested in it. My beta viewership was fucking insane. It was huge. What is it? As a person who raids in Classic and retail, a solid 60% of the Classic player base can barely handle auto-attacking a boss that has no mechanics. And then they rush to Warcraft logs to check their parse. Yeah, but that's, I mean, I think a lot of people seek that out, though. So first of all, like, nostalgia hard carries Classic, no question. But also, I think that for a lot of people that play WoW, like, not everyone plays video games to be really fucking good at them. I definitely do. Like, that's the only reason I like really doing anything in my life, actually, is getting really good at it. That process. But, like, a lot of people don't care about being good, and Classic is a perfect game for people like that because what's required of you at a floor level in PvE is so much lower than retail that not only are you getting nostalgia for being brought back, but also, like, the difference between you and a great player is, like, significantly smaller than it would be in retail. For at least most classes, as far as I'm aware. Like, I remember when I got back into Classic, I actually looked into, like, what the endgame rotations were, and it was, like, literally, in PvE, it was, like, actually pressing, like, a couple buttons. And for some people, they seek that out. They don't care about being good, but they don't want to feel like they're playing bad, and it's easier to do that in Classic than it is in retail. I'm not like talking about PvP or anything. Like, maybe I know literally nothing about PvP, but in PvE that seems to be true. Like, some people just want to participate and not be a burden, and it's really easy to do that in Classic, which is probably a lot of the people that you're describing. Max, have you watched Arcane? I think Arcane's kind of mid. Some people just want to drink beers and be in Discord with 39 other people. Absolutely, yeah. Seeing all the new people playing WoW, even though Classic is an eye-opener for the first time... Wait. Seeing all the new people playing WoW, even though Classic is an eye-opener of first-time perspectives of the game. I actually am having a hard time of figuring out what you're talking about. Did you watch the Final Fantasy race? I didn't watch the race, but I have paid attention to, like, a bit of the drama that's happened since the end of the race, and I have, like, a ton of takes on that. I find it fascinating how people handle add-ons and mods and, like, their reaction to it in that game. There's so many parts of it that are just so interesting. We'll probably go over that in a little bit. Grubby would be a cool cast for the Potty C. No idea who that is. True. Cries I look at the keybinds for Brewmaster Monk. Oh, yeah. What is it? I don't know anything about the Final Fantasy drama. Would love the context when you get to it. I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but long story short... like, they're trying to make Final Fantasy like a legit race. They're like having people stream it, and like, so this team won, but then they posted their screenshot of them winning, and it showed like a little red dot in the middle of their screen, which is a pretty common plugin in that game, or an overlay. I don't know which one it is. That basically just shows the exact pixel your character is standing on. It's not super good or anything. It's not like really OP, but it's add-ons are like banned in that game, and recently they had a race where like they like took away the win even though they still won, right? Because of that. And that's what it is at face level. So like everyone's like slandering these people. Apparently they like lied about it. They're like, GM was like, we have a hard stance against add-ons or plugins, and you know, we had no idea that they chose to do this on their own, which is complete fucking bullshit, by the way. And then all the while, all of the, like... So, like, the team who came in second, I guess, is, like, claiming victory, or people are crowning them the winners because the top team cheated. Meanwhile, if you know anything about the top race scene in Final Fantasy, I had the opportunity to, like, sit down with some of the people that went to the media tour, and, like, I had dinner with them, and this actually got brought up, and I was asking, like, how many people in the top teams, like, use any kind of add-ons or overlays or anything at all, and they were like instantly, all of them were like, every single person uses them. Like every person in those teams, every one of those teams, they all use them. So like so the funny thing about the Final Fantasy thing right now is there's this second team being claimed the real winners because the other team cheated, but they all cheat and all the players there know that. So now the second team is forced to be like the Homelander meme. Like, have you guys seen the Homelander meme? Where let's see, where they're like, yeah, like people are clapping for them and they're just like, okay, yeah, like they know that they do the same shit and everyone around them does, but like you're not going to admit it. It's weird because like Final Fantasy can't police these add-ons because add-ons are not allowed at all, but also they don't really punish you for using them if you don't get caught. The add-ons in that game that could exist are like they're like insane. They're like the most OP weak aura you've ever seen when they've nerfed weak auras to not be able to do things you can do in that game. Like AVR from Wrath, it would be infinitely more insane than that, what you could use, but no one knows if you're using it. And then people are like, well, the stream teams aren't using it. You don't have to stream. You can easily stream and hide all of the plugins you would want to use. Streaming does not mean you're not using plugins at all, especially because it's only one person on the team who's streaming. It means nothing. So, like, but, like, they're using the fact that some teams streamed as, like, a sign of legitimacy, which is, like, an absolute meme. But then on top of that, there's a few plugins that people have deemed, like, okay, like ACT and, like, a few others. But, like, it's a hard stance in the game. Like, Square Enix is like, you can't use any add-ons at all, but like the fact that these people are even uploading to Final Fantasy logs means they're absolutely using these tools, right? So then you have to like, because the community's like, well, okay, some of these things are allowed, then it's like a super big gray area. Okay, some of these things are allowed and some aren't, but like Square Enix is like, you can't use anything. It's basically all Square Enix's fault. It's all Square Enix's fault because they created a game where either they don't want to or they are unable to detect if you are using plugins or add-ons from their side, which is just a total fucking meme. The whole like asking the community to just like, oh, you can use them but just don't get caught, which is exactly what it is right now. That's just on you. You've created that, right? And then another fun wrinkle is that a big reason that a lot of people are mad in Final Fantasy is because there's a bunch of degenerates in that game that use the most absurd erotic roleplay mods you could possibly imagine, and those people are just mad that the race is bringing attention to the add-on scene, and they're afraid that maybe Square Enix will somehow make them not work or something, even though I don't think they can, and they're mad because they want to keep like e-fucking people in game, and that's just like extra hilarious, right? So there's just so many layers to this Final Fantasy thing that are fucking hilarious, and I think the most funny one is the community gladly crowning their champion of this team that won, even though everyone in that team and every other person competing with them knows that they use the exact same fucking shit everyone else uses, right? At least the stuff that would make you technically cheating. So, yeah, it's all just a giant fucking mess, and it's all Square Enix's fault. It's you, isn't it? With the ERP mods, don't lie. Oh yeah, that's my shit. Me, the person who struggles to like understand the whole VTubing thing and how people are like attracted to JPGs. I'm the person in Final Fantasy with the furries and shit with the ERP mods. I know that's my. I have a secret life. My favorite thing in Square Enix is banning people for using add-ons and then adding them to the base game functionality right after. I mean, that doesn't really matter. You can see, I mean, there absolutely are add-ons that were created for that they added to the game, but like you still shouldn't. I mean, if you say no add-ons, then the thing is you have to police it. They don't police it. They don't ban you for using add-ons. They ban you for openly streaming or somehow leaking a picture that you're using add-ons. They have no way to detect it, which is a total fucking meme for a game that big, by the way. Fucking insane that that's true. Crazy. What is it? Everyone that uploads logs is technically cheating in Square Enix's eyes. Yeah, exactly. Max, do you think a game that just focused on making hard raid content could be successful? No. Only because in what you typed, you said just focused. If it was a focus, but there was also other focuses, like basically here's the answer. In an MMO, in a shooter, in any game, your casual player base is the fucking an ocean of people. It is the vast majority of everyone that plays your game, and you have to make them happy. And especially in an NA game, like based game. Like NA players are super, super casual relatively. And they're just not interested in what you described, like really hard raid content as the focus, which is like, what I'm thinking of that is kind of like that Mythic Plus game that's being created. I actually forgot the name of it, but like you basically just log into that game, there's no leveling, and you just start doing Mythic Plus runs, and that's literally the fucking game. Yeah, Fellowship. Like if you were to do that for raid, I just don't think it would. I don't think like making a game for group content that's super, super difficult, like raids, it would be something that people could play. It could be like a cult hit where like people who are into that really fucking love it, you know? Like someone like me, I might proudly proclaim that it's the best game they've ever made, like because it's exactly made for me or someone like me. But it's never going to win any awards, and it's never going to get massive players or viewership because the Like, if you just look at the market of video gamers and what they want, it's just not that. That's the exact opposite of what they want. And what a game is that really wants to do that should do is make a game that's catered to casuals, and then you just add it as a little treat at the end, like WoW does. You don't have to. You can. There's millions of people that play WoW every patch, and they don't give a fuck that Mythic Raid existing literally is irrelevant to them. It could never matter. They would never think about stepping foot into it, or maybe even some levels below it. Just doesn't matter. And they love the game. And they still make the best, and WoW makes the best raid content of any game, right? So, like, that's how you do it, but, like, focusing a game entirely on it it couldn't work, no. At least not for being massively successful. It just all my opinion, by the way. Max Fellowship is getting raids as well. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know anything about the game. I couldn't play the beta. It's like how Elden Ring has difficult content but still appeals to casuals. Yeah, although I think Souls games, Elden Ring was definitely the best they ever were at like incorporating a bigger audience into Souls games. Like, Souls games were really successful, but they were also cult classics. Like, if you were a hardcore gamer, like, that was a game for you. A lot of casuals, if you do remember this, actually like fucking hated the fact there wasn't an easy mode in Souls games, because they didn't really get the point, because that game wasn't made for them. Like, basically, Souls games were made for that kind of gamer, and they were like actually one of the few examples of someone making a game like that, even though totally different than raid content, but like, they made a game for those people that just ended up becoming popular, mostly because it's just extremely, extremely well made. But if you think about it, Elden Ring brought in a lot of new eyes to Souls games. Like, I mean, it's not surprising. Elden Ring's also one of the easiest Souls games. That's not a surprise either, right? That's that it popped off that much. It's also just one of the best games of all time, right? So that helps. Isn't PoE also a game made for sweats? I would say PoE is very similar. Yeah, PoE is a game that sells infinitely less copies than like Diablo, for example, because Diablo caters to casuals. But like, there are cult fanatics that follow PoE because it's like built entirely for hardcore gamers, right? It'll never have the player base, but it'll have fanatical players that like are super attached to it and like really, really like it. I mean, you can kind of tell. The way that the PoE community acts will tell you that it is a huge cult following. Speaking of PoE, are you going to try it next Friday? I mean, yeah, I have a sponsor stream for it, so definitely. As far as how long I play it after that, it just depends on how much fun I'm having. I can see it being difficult, but still approachable. I mean, kind of the whole initial idea for PoE 2, like way long time ago, before they even made it in its own standalone game, was it was kind of going to be reimagining PoE 1, but just making it easier to get into. And then they ended up just making it an entire game. So, I mean, I've played it, but when I played it, it was a long time ago, and it was literally like a Souls game. It was like the opposite of getting new people into it, but I've heard they've slowed it down since then and made it a bit easier. Max, have you ever played the hit video game Viva Pinata? Nah. You can buy the $30 supporter pack for early access, but yes, $480 lifetime spent on the game gets you in for free. Yeah, for free. Yeah, for free, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how games keep getting away with, instead of just doing an actual release, they do the early access thing but make you pay for early access, which is the way that interacts with the player is it's definitely just a fucking release. Like, it's a release that costs money, and you can just get away with still saying it's a free-to-play game because at some point it will be free-to-play in the future. Started with PUBG. Do you remember how long PUBG was out and how long people were grinding PUBG before it like released? Early access and release are the same thing. The Pee-wee early access is not a release. Yeah, it is. Hello, Max. From what I've seen, you rarely pick Boomkin on World first. What's the reason behind that? They're too squishy. They haven't been good in a while. And, I mean, like, for 2 tiers, they've done really, really bad damage for, like, Race World first stuff. And they're also just squishier than every other class, so they're just not a good pick. Viva Pinata goes hard. I mean, dude, what I was thinking about doing on my stream, because I'm just so tapped out of WoW right now, is like just streaming every day and like trying to, like, basically what I was considering doing is just like going through my Steam library and trying to find something that's fun. But that could also be, I think a lot of other people are doing that right now too. And I think that would just be good stream content. We all go through that together. What the fuck is Viva Pinata? Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Viva Pinata, November 9th, 2006. Holy shit. Looks sick. Woo. New dono incentive? Bro, I don't remember the last time I got a donation. Do another round of the Bazaar? Yeah, Bazaar's alright. Max, did you have an N64? Yeah. Why is this song on my playlist? I'm removing this. See you, buddy. You're gone. What N64 bangers did you play? Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario Kart, Mario Party, a few Tom Clancy shooter games which were pretty fun. Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong Racing, actually low-key banger game. I don't know. Let me look through like N64 games. Just a list of them. Yeah, give me a little list. Oh, nope, that's a 1080 snowboarding. That's good. I was thinking like if I saw like the art on it, it would be a better. Like reading the list would be really hard. Surely GoldenEye. I was a few years too late for GoldenEye, I think. I mean, I played GoldenEye at friends' houses, but I didn't like go hard on GoldenEye at my own house. I don't know, man. Like, played some shit. 25 best N64 games of all time. What a list. Never played this. Never played. Oh, I think I played Excite Bike like one time. Mario Party. Yeah, everyone knows Mario Party. Pokemon Snap, of course. Wave Race. I never owned this, but like this was the game if you ever went to like, I don't know, our YMCA had a couple of N64s and like this game was already there. This game was at like all the bars I went to as a 9-year-old. Fighters Destiny, no. Diddy Kong Racing, yup. Absolute banger. Sin and Punishment, not sure. 1080, banger. Pokemon Puzzle League, didn't even know that existed until right now. Blast Corp. I don't think I played that. Conker's Bad Fur Day, no. Pilot Wing 64, also no. Perfect Dark, no. F-Zero X, no. Doom 64, no. International Super Soccer, no. Banjo Kazooie, no. I didn't play any of these. Mario Kart 64 all day long. Super Smash Bros, yes. Paper Mario, yeah. Star Fox 64. Oh, I've played this game so many times. GoldenEye, not really. Super Mario 64. Actually, surprisingly, no. I did not play this game. I played it at a friend's house one time, but I didn't like own it and went hard at it. And then, yeah, this is like one of the best games ever. Played the shit out of this. Played this recently. Played this in the last month. I will not sign up for anything, buddy. Max, okay, I'm finding my N64 and taking it to your place. You missed far too many bangers. Oh, shit. You still have an N64? That's sick. That's super sick. What the fuck is everything app? Oh, it's an X emote? That's sick. He didn't play Banjo-Kazooie or Perfect Dark. I can't tell if he's a normie or a hipster. I would say, as a gamer, you could certainly describe me as a normie. I was like a normie as a kid. I played games, but like sports was a priority. And then WoW absolutely overtook my life for like 10 years. And I didn't do anything sports related. So I was like normie first and then hardcore WoW gamer, but like not a gamer, like a WoW gamer. And that's like kind of specific. You know, like WoW gamers don't play a lot of other games, for example. Like during that time, that was when League of Legends got popular. I've never played a game of League, right? I was a WoW gamer. And then I'm back to being kind of a normie now, honestly. Like, I think I would describe myself as kind of a normie. I stream a few hours every day. Not every day, especially right now. But like outside of WoW Race to World Firsts and preparing for them, I am at my computer at most 2 hours a day, and I'm usually outside of my house or doing something else. And that's pretty normie. Max fix Mythic Plus now. Yeah, I actually wonder. Like Dorky brought this up on the podcast. Like usually, this patch is nothing different for me. At this point in the patch, I am always doing other shit for like the past like 6 years. Nothing has changed for me, but it seems like a lot more people that play WoW have like stopped. A lot of full season WoW players have stopped doing that. That seems to be Dorky's take, and I think he's probably right. But I don't know if it's really hard to tell, because like retail also like majorly suffers player base during like times when Classic is big. Maybe Classic it's the same, like, you know, like right now Classic just has content and retail doesn't. Like it'd be kind of the same thing at like the beginning of a retail patch the other way around, right? That's definitely happening right now, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's like an existential crisis. Like the next patch looks fucking insane. But that's a good thing to look at, though. Like, if next patch looks super fucking insane, the theme's amazing, it sounds really good, and like people don't log back in for it, that could be pretty telling for sure. But it's like right now, there's really not a lot that's different. I think it's healthy for the game. The only way they can stop it is to drip feed content more, but I think that would just make people mad. Yeah. Raid logging till plunder? Yes, sir. Oh my god, I forgot about Plunder Storm until right now. I'm in a good mood now. Oh man, dude. Oh, if Plunder Storm was out right now, I would play that shit. I would cancel my sponsored stream for PoE2. Actually, that's not true. I wouldn't do that. That's a lot of money. But like, I would just like only do that for at least 2 weeks and then go back to probably not playing it. But hey, once or twice a year playing a game for 2 straight weeks is fucking amazing. That's great value. OCE servers would make Plunder better. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Hopefully they do that this time. That's crazy you guys have to play with that little ping. That would be maddening. I mean, playing with 220 ping is bad. Yeah, you guys used to do that all the time before they added OCE servers for like regular WoW for like many years. But yeah, I didn't even think about that for Plunderstorm. That sucks. What are we yapping about? We're probably gonna like yap about Final Fantasy race in a bit because I think that drama is kind of interesting. Hopefully I can find like a YouTube video talking about it. I'm sure Zeno has one. And Jack made a is healing better this expansion, which we've kind of followed the whole trend of that, and it'd be maybe just a good thing to look at. I think the answer is no, but maybe he has a more eloquent take than that. Oh, you made the Aussies mad. Holy moly. No one wants to pay for servers for one small country, and then everyone's fucking being like, it's not just fucking Australia, bro. Get fucking owned. Max, I have a very unimportant question. Oh, this is a first-time chatter. All right, I'm on the edge of my seat. I mean, I'm literally not. I'm sitting back. I will get on my edge of my seat for this. Let's see. You've been following since August of this year. Account created for the past 4 year. Previous 2-month sub. All right, what's the queue? Wait, I can't close your little chat question here. Max, did you watch the Penguin? Yeah, it fucking owned. Are the Chiefs good right now? 11-1, but are they really? Oh man, you just made so many people mad that it's about sports. Every game I've watched the Chiefs, they've looked super average, but they've also won 11 games. And also, I think the true test is this. If I got asked, like, would I bet against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game against literally anyone, the Ravens, the Bills, the Bengals, they probably wouldn't make it, but they're like super good right now. The Lions, I would still, I don't bet on anything. I don't gamble, but I would bet on the Chiefs because I don't know. They've just been there, and I think that really matters. So they're kind of frauds, but also like they could pretty much go until I see differently. They could just end up in the playoffs every single year with literally any record, and I would still probably bet on them if my money was mattered and I was betting it. Sports. Like, I don't know. I watched a game earlier this year where they played like absolute shit, and then they got to the end of the game and they like missed a field goal or it got blocked or something, and it was like a 30-yard field goal. And I'm just like, there's some kind of voodoo shit going on here. Like, this is, you don't have to think about it too much. Like, there's just some extra shit going on. That's okay. Sports. No wonder I haven't heard him answer any of my questions. I've been 2 minutes behind, says the YouTube man. Max, I think it's because retail content has been harder this season over last expansion, which probably makes some people tune out earlier. Yeah, I mean, the raid's really hard, and Mythic Plus dungeons are really hard. I would say harder. Yeah, so maybe you're right. Max, how was your Thanksgiving? Bro, I spent it alone. I like FaceTime my family, but I mean, I'm just like, I played some hockey in the morning and then I just like existed. I'm not with I saw my family earlier this month, so I didn't want to fly out there again. I'm going to die alone. Did you at least eat a nice meal? I mean, I eat good food every day. Love food. What is it for Mythic Plus? I think that is 100% true. Mythic rating, not sure, since 4 out of 8 is pretty easy this tier. Oh, that's actually fascinating. Nerebar Palace might be one of the hardest raid. I mean, you could make an argument it's the hardest raid ever. The only thing that you could really argue is Sepulchre's harder, but it had like 3 or 4 more bosses or something, which is like, and it still only had 200 less attempts. But even though Nerebar Palace is like top 3 hardest raid ever, no matter what you would argue,
it's also for most people who never intend on getting cutting edge or going that far, maybe AOTC, maybe a little past that, it might be one of the, like, it feels like one of the easiest raids because it's also the easiest 4 to 8 mythic. It's the easiest 2 box in your mythic vault, which is super important. Probably ever, at least since the vault was a thing. So that's like, but like for some people, like, yeah, the jump after that is pretty crazy. And that's been well criticized by me and everyone else. But like for a lot of people, that doesn't matter because that would never be a thought that they would do that. The lesson from Amir Drasil should have not been to do it a second time, and they immediately did it a second time. I don't think they did Amir Drasil in this raid, really. Like, they did the, like, people were at a boss that shouldn't be at a boss. I think they made the I think they just made 2 little bosses. Like, I don't think any of the 4 bosses, the first boss, the second boss, Sikran, or Rashanan, I don't think any of those bosses were super easy for where they were in the raid. Like, historically, Sikran and Rashanan were like 5 to 15 pulls and 9 to 19 pulls, which is totally fucking normal for a 3rd and 4th boss for most guilds. The only problem is the jump after that was extreme. I think what this raid was missing was just 2 bosses after Rashanan and before Brood Twister that linearly ramped the boss difficulty so you were like kind of at a place you were supposed to be. Which is why I was interested that recently they kind of said like they would really like the 8 boss raids thing, but I think 8 boss raids have a significant difficulty curve problem. Because if the solution to the difficulty curve is to make Sikran and Rashanan harder, I don't think that's good for the majority of the game. I actually think having 4 bosses be puggable is really fucking good for the game, by the way. Like, really good. But, like, Brood Twister and Kaiveza probably weren't much harder than they should have been for where they were. Like, Brood Twister for sure was, and then it was nerfed, but, like, it's not that far off if there were 2 bosses in between, in my opinion. Like, last 4 bosses, like the 4th to last boss, Brood Twister wasn't... Like, that's like Painsmith. That's like a couple other bosses, right? That's like Halandris. I mean, it wasn't as hard as any of those fights. It's just the jump from Rashanan to that was so huge. Max, do you think having a single super hard 1-boss pinnacle raid in the middle of an expansion would be cool? What does that mean? Like, they release it, like, the patch comes out, like, the Season 3 comes out, and there's not an entire raid, it's just 1 boss? I think that would be really bad. I think people would hate that. If it was, like, released, I don't even know, but, like, sometime else in the expansion, where they basically just release, like, an end boss, kind of like an Ultimate. Nah. Ultimate, totally different than anything WoW's doing, but... basically just like release an end boss. 1 boss raid with an end boss in it. Which is like kind of like Crucible of Storms without the first boss in there. I don't know. Probably not. I think I mean, would I like that? Fuck yeah. Sounds good. But I could also just see a world where like it's who are you making this for, and it's probably not enough people to make that decision, I think. Max, have you watched any of the hardcore deaths? Nothing about hardcore interests me. I don't pay attention to any of it. So no, and I don't really want to either. When's the last time, if ever, that the first 4 were this buggable? I don't think ever. Every 0.5 put a mini boss, 1 raid of Maldraxxus, drops a dinar. 1 boss raid, and why in Maldraxxus specifically? Is there some lore reason for that? Hey, I was curious. Do you have a mythic queen kill yet? Nope. I don't log into the game pretty much ever. Sanctum was close with first 3 being super easy. Yeah, but like the 4th boss was nowhere within reach. Like a pug had 0% chance of killing Soul Render or Ner'zhul Remnant. I really loved Pug mythic rating. Never had a guild that could push past heroic. Pugs are just so tough. Like raids, and this is a good thing, like raids are designed to be enjoyed when in comms with the rest of your group. I also think, and this is probably a mistake, but I think they're designing dungeons for that too. Like, I think for Blizzard, this was like a big thing in Classic, but like they love the group communicating with each other and not just everyone just feeling like they're playing a solo game without playing other people. They love the MMO aspect of it. And you could argue that it's a mistake, but I think it's kind of credible that you would think that the reason Blizzard is making Mythic Plus dungeons needing more coordination is they actually want, they could be wanting to force people to communicate. Not even in voice, but like just finding some other way to communicate because that's what they really like about WoW, just in general. It's very different from how most games are played, so it does rub against the grain, but it is also what makes WoW very unique. Like rating, WoW rating, if you're someone who's like, who likes WoW rating, there's nothing like that in any game. There's nothing like Mythic Plus in any game. And if you actually enjoy the people you're playing with, it's just, that's what makes it goated, right? Like, how do you manufacture that? Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know if the in-game voice does actually work if you're in a Pug Mythic Plus, but they need to up the quality of that if that's their goal. Actually, in-game voice is great. It's, like, really good. Just no one uses it because, like, I'm not even saying you need to speak with each other necessarily. You can communicate in other ways. Like, via text and party chat or raid chat or whatever. That matters. That's good, right? But the in-game voice chat is good. And they like, updated it in the last couple years, and that was the reason why. But no one uses it. I don't know. There's part of... I don't know. I even feel this, too. Like, if I'm going into a dungeon, I don't want to, like, get in comms with people I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't want... I don't even know what that is. It's not, like, social anxiety or anything. That's just not the vibe. I don't know. I just don't want to do it. I think a lot of people feel that way. Unless you absolutely have to, you know? What they need to do is fix the game so it doesn't lag that much when you have more than 10 players in one area. Yeah, it's just an old game. Well, you're a streamer, so it also carries a lot more inherent risk. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I don't really care about that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like what? If someone just says some shit, I'm not gonna get my channel banned. I'll just, like, be like, damn, that sucks. You just made 1,000 people have to listen to a slur, right? But, like, I don't know. I don't really think about that. Like, that doesn't, like, I don't think about that as it's happening. It's very rare. In Undercover, I think about it a lot because there have been people that have done that in the past. And it's not because I care about my stream hearing it. It's I don't want other people to hear it. So, like, I'll be going into a guild Discord and, like, they'll raid warning that Discord. And then I can't join that Discord. And it's not because I'm afraid of having someone say some shit on my stream because I'm not going to get in trouble for that. I don't care. It's more like... Imagine my presence existing means that someone in their guild raid night, which they normally just have fun with their friends, they have some freak coming in there just screaming slurs. That could, like, ruin their night, you know? And I don't want to have that on my conscience. So that is why I can never do that, right? That's my fault. If I wasn't there, that would have never happened. It's on me, right? What is this bot talking about? Sounds like we need a game dev intervention. Maybe they can just hire a therapist for all the fragile egos in voice chat. Dude, W. Alejandro. All right, let's, I want to watch this video. So someone said Xeno has a, like, video kind of covering the Final Fantasy drama. 10 hours ago. 30K views. Damn. All right. So basically, before we talk about this or react to this, long story short, for the second time now in I think 3 Ultimates, a team like won. They killed the boss the fastest, and then they posted a screenshot, both of them JP teams, actually, the ones that did this before as well, Japan. And they posted a screenshot that outed themselves as using plugins, which are technically not allowed, but everyone in the race uses them. But, like, the community fucking hates add-on users because it's technically against the TOS. But Square Enix is really incompetent and cannot get a hold on this, and they basically are asking people to not use them, but also they have no way of detecting it, so just don't get caught. So it's kind of hilarious because, like, a different team was crowned the winner of the race, but, like, just like the Homelander meme, they're like... People are clapping for them, and they're like, yeah. But, like, they know, and everyone around them knows that they use third-party plugins as well, like, for sure. So I just think this whole thing is fascinating. And then there's, like, the extra wrinkle of it that the main reason that people are mad, actually, probably not the main reason, but, like, a big reason, is there are a lot of, like, obscene add-ons in the game for ERP, and those people have been vocally mad in the past because raiders are making Square Enix think about actioning add-ons. Like, they're basically mad that they're bringing attention to add-ons at all because they want to keep doing that extremely degenerate shit. Okay, so let's fucking get it. I had our team research the plugin that was used by the team and its capabilities make it eligible for disqualification from Mog Talk leaderboard. Grind does not approve this member to use the plugin and does not agree with the actions he took. That's hilarious. Okay, so let's go to Frosty's Twitter first thing before we even look at this. Twitter, is it Frosty Mog? Is that... Yeah. Okay, so... Wait, these are all really old tweets. Oh, do I have to sign into Twitter? Okay, cool. Let's sign into Twitter. 1 second. What is my password for said Twitter? 1 second. Ooh, got a message on the old Hinge, boys. Show us. I actually would. I would browse Hinge with you guys, but I think that would be an invasion of a lot of other people's privacy, and I would probably also somehow get banned for that. That sounds like not good. But that would be a vibe and would be great content, but I don't think I should do that. All right, so back to remembering my Twitter password. What is my Twitter password? Does anyone remember maybe what my Twitter password happens to be? Dude, what is happening? Guys, this is me trying to log into my Twitter. Bro, I can't even, like, make it to the sign in before it fucking... What the fuck is going on? What is causing this to happen? That's actually insane. I can't get it to stop doing this. Blue Sky when? I've actually heard very good things about Blue Sky recently, where, like, the last time it kind of seemed like no one was moving on to it. And I could definitely use a nice change of pace because Twitter is an absolute hellhole. Unfortunately, someone took my name on Blue Sky, so naturally I'm forced to hate on it and root on its downfall for the rest of my life. All right, almost done signing in. All right, we signed in. Yo. Fuck yeah. Except I did it on the other browser, so I have to go back. Max, I have your name on Blue Sky. That's hype. Give it back. Give me that. Oh, different one. Sorry, guys. Had to sign into the old Twitter here. I'm signing into X, the everything app. All right, cool. We're on it. So, we were looking for Frosty Mog. All right, here's Frosty. Alrighty. So, this is him. So, let's see if I can find it. Okay, so 21 hours ago. Congrats to Grind! This is the official world first for Futures Rewritten, which I guess is, this is the name of the current, like, thing that they're progressing. But if you look in this picture, there's a little dot. Actually, is it still in the pic? Was it removed from the pic? Where's the red dot? I don't see it. Was it a different screenshot? Might be a different screenshot. But basically, either this screenshot or another screenshot showed a plugin or an add-on, which all plugins and add-ons are not allowed by Square Enix's shit. Even though the community tries to make some of them okay. But whatever. This is one of them that, like, they don't like. Even though I would argue pretty non-important, actually. Like, yes, it does show the exact pixel of where your hitbox is, but, like, for anyone who's played, I played Final Fantasy a good amount, done a ton of the raids in that game, playing WoW a lot. You could have that in WoW, and some people do have that in WoW as an add-on. That is not needed. I would say like 99% of our players don't use that, and you can just you can tell where you need to be by looking at your character, and where you need to be is often not 1 pixel wide, like ever actually. So yeah, that's the case. So that happened. And then an hour later, for the time being, we're removing Grind from the Mog Talk leaderboard. So there's no official Race to World First, and for what it's worth, there's no official Race to World First in WoW either. But like the Mog Talk leaderboard is, I guess, like one of the people that are looking at this. And once there's proper communication with the team, we'll make the official call. And 2 hours later, I had our team research the plugin that was used by the team, and its capabilities make it eligible for disqualification from the Mog Talk leaderboard. Grind does not approve this member to use the plugin and do not agree with the actions he took. This part, that's absolute fucking nonsense bullshit. That's honestly embarrassing that they would, like, they're trying to, like, save face, I guess. They're like, oh, dude, we had no idea. That is absolutely fucking bullshit. I don't know these people. That's bullshit. They just don't want the blowback from it. That's crazy, because the people at this level, they don't care that people use this shit. They probably care, and no one wants them or other teams to use, like, extremely broken shit, but this is, like, the most nonsense. Like I wonder what would happen. What if they tweeted a screenshot that just showed them using ACT? That would have been really fascinating, because that's one that people, like, deem okay, even though it's absolutely against the terms of service, right? Like, that, I would have loved to see that happen, just see what would happen. But, and then they congrats to Kindred for world first, some NA team, and stream first clear of Future Rewritten. And they just didn't get world first, right? Like, they killed it after someone else. And as far as I'm aware from this community, all these teams use at least some version of third-party mods, so they're all cheating. But either way, we're going to watch Xeno talk about it. And Xeno's much more into this than I am. He's a top raider in that game and very aware of the community, so. Kindred, our streamer first. That is cool, yeah. Yeah, like, they were a team streamer first. That being said, though, I've seen a lot of people say that, like, streaming is, like, a way to, like, prove that you are not cheating, and that is just absolutely not true. Like, that's completely a meme. But yeah, anyways, here we go. Yeah, the Keck W thing. Yeah, alright, we'll probably skip all this shit. And then maybe Xeno starts talking at some point.
Look, man, we can all pretend that Unnamed didn't get top first. They got top first. The thing is,
That's my
what people
take.
don't understand is that every single fucking team cheats. The thing that people like to pretend is not cheating is ACT. People just like to pretend, oh, ACT's fine. Oh, ACT's not cheating. No, it is cheating. It is. Square Enix says no third-party pro. Like, we talk about this every single fucking time, man. Anything outside of the game is third party. Those are Square Enix's words, not mine. Don't get mad at me. Don't think I'm a fucking idiot. I'm going by what Square Enix is saying. So going by that, that means that every single one of those motherfuckers uploading to FF logs, they're all fucking cheating too.
Yep.
I know it sounds stupid. I agree. I think it is stupid. But the problem is that that's Square Enix's fault. That's not ours. But the thing is like people have just started to accept certain third party and think that it's okay. When I first heard that Kindred got world first, I thought that was so fucking awesome that a stream team actually fucking got world first. That's like a first in history, right? So not only did they get first, but they also got first in history. But in the back of my mind,
cool.
dude, I was thinking to myself, I bet some fucking offline team is just going to come out of nowhere. So Frosty, he's just between a rock and a hard place. And let me explain why. Frosty and Echo and all these people are trying to make this world race legitimate. They're trying to make like a thing out of it, right? But at the end of the day,
Which is
Square
cool.
Enix has said no
That is cool.
to all mods. However, us as a community, we have begun to, over time, accept certain mods. Like, when 14 Alexander first came out, everybody thought...
Just for you guys who don't know what 14 Alexander is, I'm actually not familiar with everything 14 Alexander does, but I believe the most common use of it is it's like a plugin that you can get in-game. It's not an overlay. It's a plugin that simulates having little or no ping. Now, why this was considered like okay to use, I believe, because I like played Final Fantasy and streamed a lot of it when like I was actually, I think, the first person to openly, I believe this is true, at least to thousands of viewers, I was the first person to just openly stream using add-ons in that game when I was there. No Clippy. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the things are now, but like people were like, oh, this is cheating because you can just do like crazy shit by having no ping. But also if you're super far from data centers, the ping is actually so dog shit, like borderline unplayable on hard stuff. So people used it to like enable them to play the game at all. So then it became more accepted, I think. There's a plugin inside ACT to remove delay between GCDs, and there are a fuck ton more. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So there's another fun thing about add-ons in this game that are fun to know is because they don't allow them, they also don't and can't regulate them. So, like, for example, WoW allows add-ons. Every time Weak Auras has kind of become super, super fucking OP, like the Archimonde radar map, or, like, using the, like, maps recently on Neltharion, or the Star Augur nameplate Weak Aura, they've gutted Weak Auras after that, so you can't do anything like that ever again. They can regulate it because they allow it, right? Final Fantasy does not do that. What you could possibly do with mods in Final Fantasy is beyond your wildest comprehension. I don't think anyone actually knows what they're fully capable of, but you could basically do everything. Like the most wild version of like AVR from like Wrath. Like you could do fucking anything, right? So the funny thing is all these teams are using at least some level, like ACT or some level of third-party thing, but you don't really know exactly what the other teams are using. So like it probably gets in a lot of these teams' heads, and they're like, dude, I wonder if they're using something like super OP, so maybe we should do that. And I mean, as long as you don't stream using that, and you can stream playing the game full time and still use plugins and not get caught, because you can just stream the game capture, not the overlay, or just move your UI elements around. You know, they're not going to punish you for it. So it's a really fucked situation. And just to be clear, before we go into like any of the rest of this video, this is totally Square Enix's fault. Like Square Enix brought this entire situation on. This is not the community's fault. The community is going to do what you allowed them to do. That is how rules and enforcement work. They don't enforce this properly at all, and they are the reason that all of this is happening. Anyways,
thought that it was like cheating, and I mean it is cheating, but the thing is that over time people just got fed up with the shitty servers of Square Enix. So now 14 Alexander, people are like, nah, I understand, man, I hate fucking lagging too. You know, at first people didn't like ACT, you know, so like years and years ago, like a decade ago or whatever, you know, people, they shunned ACT, but now it's like accepted in like every single, because like every single one of these teams uses ACT. Well, according to Square Enix, that's cheating because, okay, and I'm just going to say this, guys. ACT does not just parse, okay? It does a lot more than just parse. It can be a very sophisticated tool. Because we all have accepted ACT, right? And because we all have accepted Alexander. Okay, well, now we're in this, like, weird
Yeah,
area.
that's the weird thing. If Square Enix is saying you can use no add-ons, but the community has kind of said, okay, well, some of them are okay, that just allows for the most massive gray area of all time, especially when one of them they've green-lighted. This is why I am fascinated. I would love to see what the difference would have been if instead of them posting a screenshot with a red dot, if they had posted a screenshot with ACT instead. That I would pay anything. That's not true. I don't really care about this that much. I would just love to have seen the difference in how people react, because it is technically against like terms of service, but like the community is totally okay with ACT. But Square Enix wouldn't have been. That would have been fascinating to me.
Or we accept these, but it's unspoken because no one wants to say it except for me, right? No one wants to fucking say that people cheat. If this team actually cleared this shit and they use third party, who cares? You know why I say who cares? Because every other fucking world race team uses third parties. What does it matter? Who cares? But the one thing I will say about JP, they are fucking bad at cheating and not getting caught. Holy shit. They are so trash.
Oh yeah, they have like basically JP has won 2 of the last 3 ultimates, and this exact thing happened on the other one too, where a JP team like literally posted a screenshot or something that proved that they were using mods. Or no, I think what happened with the other team is like, at least the word on the street that I heard was like someone was like their 9th man and he was supposed to get a clear, and then they told him that he wasn't going to get a clear. So he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm leaking the video. Then he just went like nuclear on him. I think. I don't know if that's actually true. I actually remember bringing that up when I was hanging out with the Final Fantasy dudes in LA, and I think they said it like went a little differently than that, but that's like what the public thinks happened. But yeah, like basically the last like couple of hard content things, like for the past 4 years or so, like all the teams who have won have used plugins, but only JP has gotten caught. So they are definitely really bad at that.
Trying to steal a cookie from the cookie jar, but they got chocolate all over their face. Dude, how in the fuck is the JP community going to shit on people that cheat and then all of them cheat? Like NA, we're just like, yeah, you cheat. Yeah, okay, Ed. But like EU's like pretty much the same way, right? But then like JP is like, no, we don't cheat, and we don't condone cheaters. But then they cheat. This is Square Enix's fault to a certain degree, because Square Enix is turning the player base kind of...
This is entirely Square Enix's fault. They have created this entire situation, and their lack of proper policing, just honestly like incompetence. Like the fact... So, okay, one of two things is true. They either don't care enough to actually crack down on mods if they don't want them in the game, or they have created a game in which they actually cannot tell if you are using them, and have no way to police them because they have not figured out a way to detect you using them in the first place. If that's true, that's fucking insane, and that's super embarrassing. So I don't really know about that, but that's fucking crazy if that's true. So this is not partially on Square Enix. This is fucking entirely on Square Enix. People are gonna people. If you are the governing body of whatever, and you don't enforce rules and people break them and then keep breaking them, and then now everyone's breaking them but trying not to get caught, that is you caused that to happen. That is you. That is not their fault.
right?
against themselves because they don't want to allow certain mods. And the reason why they don't actually has nothing to do with them worrying about like people cheating and shit, or at least in my opinion. I think it has to do with console. Because this game is on console, right?
Probably
Anything that
true.
they develop,
Yeah.
it has to be on console too. Or it's like Alien.
Yeah, so like if you, I don't know how that works though. So like let's just say like Valorant has an anti-cheat, for example. I think Valorant got released on consoles. I might be turbo making that up. But for games that have anti-cheat, like kernel level anti-cheat, you can't have that on a PS5, right? Like a PS5 isn't going to allow you to install a kernel level anti-cheat on their hardware, right? That sounds like that would definitely not be allowed, maybe. But also I'm fucking making all this up. Sure you can, why wouldn't they? I don't know. I could just see like you're making that choice on your own personal computer, but as soon as it's part of PlayStation's hardware, I imagine that would take a lot of convincing to allow them to even happen because of what you could potentially have with that kind of access. But also money and stuff, so who knows. But either way, it's all their fault. There's just okay. Well, if it's not, okay, then it's not about console then, and they just haven't decided to stop this from happening, which is crazy.
Being a huge portion of their player base.
Just imagine having rules and not policing them, and then having the disposition of like, come on, guys, stop. Like that's
So Frosty
this
is
is a
damned
fucking
if you do,
joke,
damned
right?
If you don't. And the reason why is because he can't not acknowledge people's world first. All of these world race groups, they're all using ACT. Okay, all of them. We know that because they're uploading to FF logs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we know that because they're uploading to FF logs. So by default, every single team is already a cheater. Now, do I think ACT should already be in the game? Yes. But that doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what Square Enix thinks, and they said no. So because everybody's a cheater, it doesn't matter if you cheat by a mile or an inch. You're a cheater. So going by that, the world race scene, they all acknowledge that people will use third-party shit. Some of them use Alex. Some of them use Pixel Perfect. Some of them use Cammy and Go to the Moon. Some of them use a lot. Others, maybe not so much. Now, do
You
I
never really know,
what,
but
like,
yeah.
Kindred and DN and Lucrezia and all them used? Absolutely not. How could I? The only people that know are them. That's it. Because it's like you can't fucking detect the shit. You know what I'm saying? Or at least to my knowledge.
Okay, so that's actually the single most fascinating thing about this. So let's say you're this team. Okay, so congrats to Kindred for World First, or whoever else would have won. All they did was post their kill time in a screenshot, and apparently they were a stream team, which was cool. But like, it's gotta be fucking weird to be the team that didn't finish first is being crowned world first. And I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that that team, someone on that team absolutely did at least something that was a third-party program. And I would bet did something that was like Pixel Perfect, which was what the other team they got mad at them for, or worse. Okay? I would bet that definitely happened, right? For most of these teams. And my reasoning for that is when like there was Final Fantasy people in town, I kind of asked them about that. And like all these like streamers and people that like do these raids, they were like, oh yeah, dude, like fucking, of course. Like, yes, all these people do that. You never really know exactly what they're using, but you do know they're at least cheating at some level because they upload, right? Just like what he's saying. So imagine being these people. Are they like celebrating? Like, yes, we won. But like they know that another team beat them. And they know that everything that they're mad about at that team applies to them too. They just don't know it. The community doesn't know it. That has to be a fucking weird feeling. It's literally the Homelander meme. It is the Homelander meme. What these teams must be feeling, right? Because they know the other team won. They just beat them. But like they fucked up and got caught. They made a post along the lines of just happy to get stream first. That's the best way to do it because they and everyone else around them know that the other team actually won. And as competitors, like your peers, you wouldn't want to come across as like, yeah, I don't know. What is it? The second team last Ultimate also never claimed first place. Neither will this Ultimate's second place. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for the exact reason I'm talking about. Because why do you think they're not? Right? It's because they're fucking doing it too.
I don't know, maybe you can. You probably can in some degree. But my point is that I'm not saying that these players are bad. They're the best players in the world, right? And just because they use this, that doesn't mean that they're bad, that they like totally rely on them. But at the end of the day, Square Enix has said no to all mods. Right off the bat, we have a race full of cheaters. Because we have a race full of cheaters.
And again, even though I've just talked about the guilds a little bit, I do want to point out this is still like not 90. This is 100% on Square Enix and no one else.
Now we have to think about, okay, well, there's two paths. We have to whitelist some mods, or we have to just make it to where, look, you can cheat, but you can't get caught. If it's, hey, you can cheat, but you can't get caught, then that means JP's never going to claim another World First again because they are fucking horrible at hiding their... Holy JP is horrible at hiding their lies, bro. Look at this screenshot, man. If this screenshot wasn't edited and that's actually on the on their fucking game, bro, like what? That's in the middle of the screen. You might as well like upload a clear and be like, "World first, guys, hell yeah." No, you know what, dude? No, wait, no, that's just a JP flag all the way in the background on the mountain.
Oh yes, yes.
That is. That's not a dot. That's not a dude. That's a flag, bro. I see a lot of people with takes like, doesn't matter if
He's
they
so
stream,
funny.
you can hide cheats via OBS, or words that affect when it comes to third party.
I see a lot of people with takes like, doesn't matter if they stream, you can hide cheats via OBS or words that affect when it comes to third-party disclosure. While this is true, it's besides the point. No method is foolproof, but seeing a POV is infinitely more...
Oh, that's an interesting take. I don't see it that. I definitely see it as like, if someone was streaming and someone told me like, dude, of course they're not cheating, they're streaming. I'd be like, dude, there's no fucking way you think that. But I don't know. Like I do think it is at least a sign of goodwill, you know? Plus, like, you are risking something, right? Like, what if you're using plugins and add-ons and whatever, but you're just not streaming it? Like, I mean, you could actually have, like, vocal call-outs and stuff and just have it play to a different audio source. But then you're, like, risking it bleeding through your headphones and someone hearing it on your mic, or, like, I guess you're risking someone watching your PV and you making a decision that you could not have made with the information presented to you because it was presented with an overlay. You know, like, there are risks to it, right?
While this is true, it's beside the point. No method is foolproof, but seeing a POV is infinitely more transparent than not and allows for scrutiny in terms of player behavior as well as show of genuine will to have an audience watch you play and compete. Look at any esport ever. Sometimes it's simply about principle. It's rare that everyone in a team is cheating, and cheaters are not smart, so they'll slip up eventually. Public play allows for a healthier event and race overall, and for hype and support to be present
That is true.
all the way
He is right. Like, they'll slip up eventually. That is
to
true,
the
I
end.
think.
It's also well within a community's right to create rules like requiring a stream for an event like World Race, especially when there's no official body sanctioning it themselves. So there's like a couple things wrong with this that I saw, and this is a misconception that not only
So
Saren
interesting.
has,
He
in my
disagrees with
opinion,
that.
but
I
also
actually
other people.
kind of
Doesn't-
agree with this. I'm on the line of like, I would say I'm pretty close to this quote. Doesn't matter if you stream, you can hide cheats via OBS or many other ways, but they do make a good point that it isn't meaningless if they stream, but it doesn't mean that they are not cheating, but I think it does mean that it is less likely that they are cheating. I think that is true.
Matter if
And they made a
stream.
good point.
You can hide cheats via OBS. This right here is absolutely 100% true, and he is completely undermining this. The amount
Dude, what is it? Wait, can't wait for some Clara moments on the race stream. Dude, that would be so funny, dude. Could you imagine you're watching a race and like someone like accidentally changes scenes on their OBS? Like something's going wrong. And they're like, oh fuck, shit, fuck. Like, and they're in the middle of the fight, and then like they accidentally go to a like scene that's display capturing, and you see like the fucking coordinates of everything. You know what I mean? Like just like the most comically blatant cheating ever or something. That would be so good.
of things that you
Wait,
can
I want
hide.
to hear what he's saying.
Doesn't matter if they stream. You can hide cheats via OBS. This right here is absolutely 100% true, and he is completely undermining this. The amount of things that you can hide on stream is ridiculous. You can hide pretty much everything. You can literally have auto markers in a different form in like call outs, and you won't even hear them on stream. You won't even hear them. Because you see, the wise tree is that exactly what it is. It's wise. It's wise. Just because a team is streaming, they are in no way legitimate. Here's another question. What does the word legitimate mean in this sense? Because if legitimate means no mods at all, then that means that that none of the teams are legitimate because they all cheat. They all use at least ACT, if not more. You know, probably more. Then we have to redefine the word legitimate. That's obviously going to be a community-driven thing. Basically, why I said Frosty is between a rock and a hard place. Let's say they make a whitelist. Now they are openly, publicly admitting, because right now it's just like an unspoken thing, right? I mean, the only person that fucking talks about it is like me and Arthur's, right? The only people. But if they make a whitelist, what if Grind doesn't give a flying fuck about Echo or Mog Talk or...
Why was there just a fart? Was that like a redeem? Like someone, there's a chatter just sitting in this chat and they're just like listening to him cook and they're just like, all right, I'm redeeming a fart right now.
Any thing,
That's
right?
so
I mean, the
degenerate.
only person that fucking talks about it is like me and Arthur's, right? The only people. But if they make a whitelist, what if Grind doesn't give...
I wonder what kind of impact I had on the Final Fantasy community by being the first person to stream plugins and add-ons. And like, dude, I didn't just stream using them. I literally streamed the creation of them, and a lot of them like advanced really rapidly in the 2 to 3 months that that did it, and it could have brought a lot of attention to it. Pretty sure they hate me for sure, but they also think that they hate me. Well, they might have hated me for the add-on things to begin with. That was actually my theory, but they think that I like fake blind rated in that game. That's why they hate me. I don't think it's as, I mean, it could to do with the add-ons. I mean, honestly, I noticed the hate starting and they were like searching for any way to discredit me after the add-on thing. So the add-ons might have been like the genesis of all of that. But yeah, the whatever, the add-ons and shit, like, dude, I would just stream like configuring a perfect UI in that game. I don't think a lot of people in chat like really cared, and a lot of it found it like kind of interesting, but like, dude, people on like their Reddit and that community, they were absolutely, their blood was fucking boiling.
A flying fuck about Echo or Mog Talk or anything. So now we have like different world races, right? We have the official Square Enix, like who they acknowledge. Then we have Mog Talk and Echoes. So now we have like 2 different world races going on. Okay, well, who won it? At the end of the day, it is who cleared first. It is who cleared first, regardless of what they used to cheat. Because this race is a race full of cheaters. Unnamed got top world first, 100%. SC can say they didn't. Players can say they didn't. They did. The only difference between unnamed and other teams is they got caught, which I assume is going to be the same with this. They got caught. Why would you post a screenshot, dude? That's very funny. What if your group wants to do it 100% legal? You are just a big disadvantage. I mean, yeah, you are. It's like participating in a bodybuilding competition, being a natural up against people using steroids. As a community, from what I can see, we basically have a bunch of competitors and all of them cheat, but we pretend they don't because they stream. For whatever reason. That's just so funny to me that people think, oh, well, they stream, so they're not cheating. That is how you know that the mods are good. And this prog has actually been some of the best prog because I haven't given a fuck. I've been going like Dark Knight, Warrior, Dark Knight. Well, I've just been playing,
I have heard that this ultimate is really fucking good. And I honestly wish I would have played it because I think this is an ultimate about the Eden raid, which was like the raids that we did. Like that was the Savage raids that we did in that group, which were so fucking fun. Like I loved that. So if this ultimate was like callbacks to a few of those bosses and the little I've watched of it looks like that, that would have been like so fun for me. And it sounds like it was a lot more fun to play than the previous one, which is good.
Been having fun. I've been playing pretty well too on both. This prog has just been very, very fun for me because I haven't given a shit, and the only thing that I care about is my own fun. And this ultimate is really good so far. This ultimate is really good. And one of the main reasons I don't care about any of this shit, I actually used to, believe it or not. Like I've got top 10 before, I've got world first before, I've got like top 5. I have had good success in the past. Now, granted, there were less people that played back then. The community as a whole was shittier. There's a lot of factors into that. But I did care about all that back then. And
what is it? Damn drama slop, just the way I love it. I don't think this is like a shameless drama react. I think like the Final Fantasy world race scene, like the
like second biggest, probably the second biggest MMO, like having a world first race drama sounds like something that would be right up my alley, right? Like I feel like that's pretty like relevant to what I do. But also, yeah, drama's good. Dude, one of my favorite times of the week is when we do the bonus episode of the potty and Dratnos like updates me on all of the like the people that refer to themselves as like WoW twit or tweet, the like WoW TWT like drama people, like the monster bird style Mythic Plus dating shit. Like I get to like learn about all that drama. That's slop. I don't think this is slop. This is actually really interesting.
And back then, I had the mentality that, like, I'm not going to cheat to win. Now, granted, I used ACT, so I was still stupid because I was like, no, I'm not cheating, even though I use ACT, you know? But over time, I just learned that you have to be realistic about this. If you use ACT, you're a cheater. We'll have to wait to see what happens, but if this screenshot is legitimate and this group grind actually got it world first, then yeah, they got it. That has to be insanely frustrating for the team.
That's the only, like, in my opinion, like the only logical, reasonable response for anyone that actually understands playing at a high level in Final Fantasy. The problem is in Final Fantasy and in WoW, the vast majority of people that are paying attention to it and reacting to it are people that don't understand the inner workings of it. And that's like the majority opinion, right? Like I think anyone that actually understands high level Final Fantasy gameplay and is like in this scene knows who won. And it's definitely that Japanese team. Like all of them know that. But like they're not going to make that argument because they don't want to get owned and like out themselves as a dirty plugin user or whatever. So the rest of the community is going to like, dude, I remember the last time this happened, like that team, the other Japanese team that did this, that got caught, like they were like publicly shamed. It was fucking insane. It was a way bigger deal than this.
That are streaming. I have some friends in the world race scene, obviously. I've talked to people in the world race scene. I can say that a lot of them really value the competitive aspect. They really value the skill, like intensity aspect of the race itself. And I feel like that those players would want to have that skill shown, like on display, right? They would want to have like a real race. Sometimes I feel...
What is it? How is ACT cheating? Isn't it just DPS meters? So first of all, it's not. There's other things that ACT can do, but that's like you're describing the problem in itself. The fact that there are like that Square Enix says all plugins are not allowed, and then the community's like, well, some of them, just shows you that is why this is a cursed fucking shit show and why it will always be this fucked. Right. That's it. That's why. It'll always be like that. And again, it's all Square Enix's fault. Yeah, Yoshi P made them delete their rewards themselves. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, but that guy said in chat, grind 1 and every team is running Alexander/no clippy minimum, which is more egregious than Pixel Perfect. Correct. Yeah. All right.
Not bad, because if I was in a race or if I was in a competition where I thought I knew all the competitors and then someone comes out of nowhere just beats me, that would be really disheartening. But if a person tries to condemn
Wait, did that happen? Did like a stream team kill the boss and everyone's like, yes, we won, and then like a non-stream team posted that they killed it hours ago or something? Is that actually how this went down? Because that would be disheartening. Could you imagine if you're nerd screaming and then someone's like, oh, by the way, someone else killed it that you didn't even know about? That's fucking insane. If that actually happened, I have to watch the stream when this unfolded, because that is fucking crazy. They killed it before any stream team killed it. I know that, obviously. I know that. I'm just saying, like, the way Xeno's making it sound is that, like, people didn't know they killed it when they killed it. Oh, no, this was all known before the first stream kill by a while. Okay, never mind. W.
For cheating while they themselves are cheating, then that is just hypocritical. Wait, what is this?
I mean, the fact that, like, both the teams, everyone in the race is cheating. But, like, the fact that the stream team, like, got a really, really good finish while streaming is, like, really fucking impressive anyways. Because, like, Final Fantasy especially... Like in WoW, like, yeah, you can, whoever's in the lead is for sure having an inefficient raid by streaming what they're figuring out to other people, right?
But also WoW is still so much more execution focused. Like let's just say we're on pull 350 and Echo just started the boss. This is not what actually happened. Let's just say that happened. They could see an exact replica of how he figured that out, but they would still take them 250 fucking pulls, or maybe 300 even, just to get good enough to get to that point, because the execution is just so fucking hard, right? Final Fantasy, while to say the execution is not hard, it's actually really similar to Silken Court, but even more complicated. It's like, basically, there are just little puzzles you have to solve as a group of 8 people, and the hardest mechanics in that game make you have to learn. The best strats you could make are having to make everyone do close to the same thing as possible, to where maybe all 8 people only have to learn 2 variations of this mechanic, or 4. The hardest ones are when all 8 people have a unique job, and you have to learn all 8 jobs, which is just hard to remember and to know, right? And to do consistently. And that is a lot of Final Fantasy progression, actually. It is your progression is every single person in your group learning all 4 or all 8 different variations, because they won't get the same thing every pull, which is really interesting. What was it? This ultimate, everything was role based, so it was much less to learn. I mean, you can kind of tell because of how fast they killed it. It was like this was a really short ultimate race, right?
Oh, there's already a Google Doc? How it started? Okay, they tweet out the world first. How it ends.
They post the red dot, yep.
Pixel Perfect plugin.
The fucking red dot scope. It's good shit.
Okay, so we're zooming in. Okay, so we see that. Oh, now it's gone. I'm not a player. Oh.
Wait, what? Okay. Wait, so the dude like got called out for the screenshot and his initial defense was, guys, I'm not even a player. But then it looks like someone here literally thanked him as a player. That's pretty fucking based.
No way, dude. So this guy, June, I'm not a player. Yeah, so he did play. So he did get it. Okay. I am not a player.
That's a pretty fucking insane response.
So funny to me. Dude. Okay, so let's see. They won.
What is it? What does the red dot mean for Final Fantasy? I don't play. It shows exactly where your hitbox is. It does. I want to say, as someone who's done 3 ultimates in this game, a lot of Savage things. I've also done a lot of WoW stuff, and movement and living and not being in mechanics in WoW and in that game are extremely similar as far as where your actual hitbox is. For someone who's really good at the game, this is like very, very not important. Like, the difference between an insane player using this on a boss and an insane player not using this, I would argue, is actually nothing. 0. Like, no difference. Which is also stupid why they would use it and post it in a screenshot. But, like, I think the only people saying, like, oh, this is super, super OP are, like, absolute casuals, which is, again, the vast majority of anyone paying attention to a race and determining the public opinion of how this stuff works out, which is why this is such a big deal. Which is why I think it's so interesting if they would have just posted ACT instead, if that, like, how that would have been really interesting.
Uh-oh.
Is that like the Crosshair weak aura? Yes, it is identically important as the Crosshair weak aura in WoW. In WoW, your character is like one single, like where your character actually is like one single pixel on the screen. In Final Fantasy, it's the same thing. Have you ever seen anyone play? Like, very rarely people play with a Crosshair weak aura. The whole like being in the right spot or not in WoW and Final Fantasy is actually identical, other than the fact that like Final Fantasy is a little bit of like visual delay on actual animations playing. And like, if you've played WoW at any level, do you think that someone playing with a Crosshair weak aura has an advantage over you? It's like totally personal preference and not good at all. At all. Right? It's like so fucking whatever. And that's what everyone's losing their mind about.
Okay. Now they got caught, and then they deleted the tweet. Oh shit, we got caught.
Okay, for sure.
Lie. I'm not a player. Then someone found that they were a player.
9th man leak.
Then they got the clear. Okay.
That's a good bit.
Oh no. Oh, that's a Twitch TV emote? Okay, we got to get this. We got to get this emote. Banned pixel detected. Combatant disqualified. Look, dude. Ryan, get down.
I don't know who that is.
Ryan, get
This ain't
down.
hitting.
That low key sounds incredibly useless. Yeah, that's my opinion. It's like it's basically like, you know, everyone in your team's using plugins, so who cares? But like someone one time is like, oh yeah, you can install this like this dot on your screen that shows your character exactly where it is. Okay, that's cool. You install it one time, never think about it again, probably never use it. And then it's just still on your UI, you know? But again, all these people use this shit, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. As a team,
As a team, we have a policy of not using external tools. No, no way. Is this their like leader? But it was discovered through this guy's private account that she was using tools. There's no evidence of other members using them. So please refrain from This is embarrassing. I apologize for causing trouble. This is absolutely embarrassing. I mean, I understand, like, I understand wanting to shield you and your members from not being, I'm sure in Japan, this is, by the way, a 10 times bigger deal than, like, the Western following of Final Fantasy. Like, it's really fucking, it's probably a huge deal. Like, I bet they are, like, getting fucking threatened, and it's bad, right? So, like, there's a reason to make a post like this, but this is just a blatant lie. You know? But I do think some people might believe it, though, because, like, again, like, most of the people paying attention to this don't actually know how any of this works, so maybe they would believe that. But I think any player that plays at a high level would immediately know that they're full of shit.
we have a policy of not use. Oh, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. As a team, we have a policy. Dude, this is the most PR shit. As a team, we have a policy of not using external tools.
So
Bull
bullshit.
fucking shit.
Yeah,
you lying
bullshit.
sack of shit.
Bullshit.
But it was discovered through Odorico's private account that she was using tools. Yeah, okay. Dude, this is like, dude, what a fucking pussy. What a bitch. Dude, you knew they were using bad. Just come out and say it. Stop trying to save face. This makes you look worse.
It does. It
Everyone
does make
knows
them
you're
look worse.
lying. This
I mean,
make-
it makes you look, it doesn't make you look any worse to the person who's really mad at you, which are the casuals that don't understand how this works. But you definitely will lose the respect, and it looks really bad for the people, your peers, the people that do the same thing as you, because every single one of them knows that you're full of shit when you're saying that. You're just straight up lying, right? Like, someone like Xeno would want to hear, well, actually, maybe.
makes you
we'll see.
look worse, bro. If you were to come out and be like, yeah,
Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to say.
yeah, we makes you look worse, bro. If you were to come out and be like, yeah, yeah, we use a lot of shit. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, you'd have respect for that, because you know that, you know, and he knows, and everyone else knows that they're doing that shit. So
I'd
you'd
have-
rather
I'd
just
have
admit it.
respect for that. I'd be like, yeah, okay. There is no evidence of other members using them, so please refrain from slandering other members. I apologize for causing trouble to the community due to my lack of management.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. Oh, boys, we're in the middle of a convo on Hinge. Holy moly. We are out here doing it. We are fucking out here doing it. Dude, I would, like, totally let you guys in on the Hinge game, but I'm fairly certain that would be against Twitch's TOS and also just a blatant invasion of privacy. But tell them I said hello. Someone in my chat says hello. Still no pod. It's a 3-hour podcast.
So it's gonna take a long time to like edit and stuff. Let's see. Do you have enough clout for the famous people hinge? Yeah, I was on Raya, but I deleted it. So, like, here's my eternal struggle. I don't want to meet someone and have them want to go out with me because they think that I have a lot of money or that people know who I am, because I think that's super inauthentic and you're meeting someone that's liking you for the wrong reasons, right? So the problem with that, first of all, is that no one matches your account and you're eternally alone. That's problem number one. Number two, Raya is literally for that. It's something you have to be accepted into and kind of be famous to be on it, which I was on it. But like all of the interactions are superficial and it's literally the opposite of what I would want when meeting someone. So it's that's terrible. I literally uninstalled it. Makes zero sense for me. Especially in LA. Especially in Los Angeles. It's probably the most like Raya of all time.
Not trying to meet people like that.
Oh, did Potty C just release? Well, that might be my time to get the fuck out of here. Potty C react? Do you want me to react to an entire 3-hour podcast that I'm on? That would be so doggy. That'd be so bad. Max, does this girl you're talking to, I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, know that you're famous in the gaming world? No, and I don't want them to know either. On my profile, it just says that I play games, which unfortunately is like the least attractive thing to like any girl when they just see that on a profile. Which is why dating profiles are a meme, and I'm just gonna meet someone natty or else I won't, you know. But I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I would definitely get more matches if I like tried to flaunt myself. But I don't know if I'd get the right ones. But also, I'm going to get exactly 0 if I just try to play down what's going on just so I meet a real one, you know? Just get into the Mythic Plus dating meta. Oh, yeah. Bird style monster feeding and shit. Yeah, I had someone mention that to me. They were like, they were like, well, why don't, this is like one of the boys after a hockey game. They're like, well, why don't you just date a streamer? Like, you're a streamer. Why don't you just date another streamer? I'm like, that's never occurred to me ever. And I also just feel like that would be a disaster. I don't know why, but like, that just sounds bad. Also, like, I don't know, like randomly DMing people. That's just not my shit, man. I think the only way you do anything is you just meet someone natty. That's it. Your life may become content. Yeah, and like both people have parasocial viewers, and they would become parasocial about both of you together, and then you have to do one of those things where like you have to like announce your breakup in a twit longer and why, which is no one's fucking business. But like, you know, like for example, like I broke up with my girlfriend like 9, 10, 11 months ago or something like that. Maybe actually like 8 or 9. And I didn't talk about it on stream for 6 months. No one knew, because why the fuck would you? It has nothing to do with you. Right? So like I don't know. That just sounds horrible.
Max, I met someone on an illegal anime streaming chat room. We're still together 10 years ago. Wow, that's actually really surprising. The best part is that it was illegal too. What does that even mean? I'm going to make a dating app, but just for WoW players. Oh, that would be so bad. They haven't met you. They still haven't met you IRL yet, though. 10 years and running. They're still in that illegal anime chat room. Is Hinge the best app to use nowadays? I think so, yeah. Like, I heard that, like, Tinder... I've like met people on Tinder before, but it was a long time ago, and that seemed like that was more like Tinder has changed since then. Like Tinder is almost exclusively for hooking up now. That's what I've been told. Which is not, I'm not really looking for that. And then I heard like Bumble, which I guess was good at some point. I did make a Bumble account, and that absolutely ruined my confidence. The matches I was getting on Bumble were absolutely brutal. And then I heard Hinge was more normal, I guess, and then that's where I'm at. So, did you try Christian Mingle? Nah, I don't know if I'd want to date someone who's super religious. I don't know if I'd really care. I've done that before. I guess a little bit of information about me. I don't know what my, like, if I'm like atheist or agnostic. I don't know exactly which one it is. Like, it's not that I'm like, it's not that I don't believe, I just don't care. Like, I definitely all think it's whatever. I'm not that I would look down on anyone for thinking that any religion is like real, but I just don't. I've never seen any, like, there's no science or like proof that any of that's real, and I like that a lot. I like the proof. I like the science stuff. Right? That just me personally. So agnostic is don't care, and atheist is does care. Okay, so agnostic is like, bro, I'm not about all that shit, but atheist is like, I am positive that you're all wrong. Is that the difference, kind of? Well, you're not obnoxious, and you haven't told us that you're atheist every chance you can get, so you're probably agnostic. Yeah, I don't know. I just probably wouldn't want to date someone that was like super religious, because I feel like that's just like something's not matching up. Like, not that everything needs to match up, but like, I feel like your faith being on a similar level is probably good. Maybe. Like, also, I would imagine for someone who really believes in that shit, they would want to be with someone that would convert or would be willing, because that's a big part of their life that you'd be missing, right? And then for me, there's literally no fucking way. There's like, I would never become religious. There's zero chance. So, what is it? Agnostic doesn't mean that you reject the possibility of something bigger than humans. It just means you don't necessarily believe it to be true. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think the world and like the universe is a pretty crazy place. I can't believe we're having this conversation on stream right now. But like obviously the universe is like, the fact that we're all here is just fucking crazy. Like the world and the universe has been around for so long, but we all happen to be here right now. That seems, I could start to see how people believe there's some kind of like higher power shit. You know, I could see it. I see why, but also it's just like, I need to know. Like, here's one thing I'm pretty sure is true. Like the afterlife stuff. Like, I am so sure that when you die, it's just like over. You know what I mean? Like, you don't ever think about anything. You don't go anywhere. It's just like, you just don't wake up and it's fucking GG. Right? Like, there's just no way that's not true. Right? And that already disqualifies you. A lot of religion is like, involves stuff with that. I dated a really Catholic girl in Wisconsin one time. And yeah, I went to like, she had like a young adults Catholic group, and I remember going, there was like this pool party one time, and the topic of like evolution got brought up with Catholics, which is like a super interesting thing. And I actually found out that a lot of them, they believe in like the Adam and Eve shit and evolution. I found it fascinating that that was even possible. Not like hating on them or whatever. I wasn't like causing arguments. Like I wasn't hearing them talk about whatever. And I was like, have you guys heard of evolution? Like they were already talking about it, by the way. I was not fucking causing a ruckus. But I did kind of just follow it closely. I was just like fascinated. Like that's crazy that that both of those things could, it's wild. You know? What is it, dating someone religious when you're not can get so awkward? Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this little back and forth right now. I'm just going to be like, yo. Oh, she did. What are you up to this weekend? I have a few hockey games. Okay, I'm a total Chad by saying that. But I can make time Saturday or Sunday night if you're free for a drink. Unless you want to watch my hockey game in which I will be an absolute fucking monstrous beast. You can probably hear when I'm texting, I didn't actually type that. Don't ask that? I'm going to do whatever I want. If you're free for a drink or anywhere we can get to know each other. How about that? Sound good? Does that satisfy you, buddy? Okay, let's throw out all of that. Do you want to go to the sketchiest Taco Bell in LA and see what happens? That would be fucking hype. Nah, let the women set up the dating or you get labeled as a simp. That was a YouTube chat thing, by the way. She already said, what are you up to this weekend? Also, what are you talking about? Yeah, she's pretty cute. Maybe it'll work. Who knows? It's my first Hinge date, actually. Let's see how that plays out. You guys think I should wear my clown outfit? Do you do a live stream of the date and have Dratnos announce it? What if I just bring Dratnos? Just like not even mention it, but just pull up. Dratnos will steal your girl. Yeah, probably. What do you think I should wear to a first date? Like I have. This isn't a flex, by the way. Well, maybe you would take it as that. But like, I have a decent amount of clothing that's like, you know, nice clothing. Like obvious that it costs a lot of. It's not like really flashy, but like if you knew what brands were, you'd like know that I was wearing something kind of expensive. Do you think it's smart to wear that on a like first meeting with someone, or do you think you could come off as like it shows that, because I haven't told her, she knows nothing about me. She doesn't know that I have a house in LA and I do pretty well, right? And I don't want her to really know that, but also like, no, it depends on the location. Okay, let's think about the opposite. Should I show up wearing something where I look like a total dumbass where I don't care about my appearance at all? Not to say that designer clothing makes your appearance better or whatever, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like clearly there's a middle ground. Just do what you'd normally do. Yeah, that's probably the move. Just show her you're trying to look your best. So tuxedo then. Just a fucking full tux. Okay, fuck yeah. Are you going to tame this beard? Oh yeah, I do kind of look like shit right now, huh? That's fine. If they don't appreciate me at my worst then. Actually, I'm not even at my worst right now. I have looked fucking homeless in the last like 6 months at some points. Like I'm pretty sure right now I'll be all right. I looked better a couple weeks ago, but like it's certainly enough to like not look like a total dumbass. Don't overthink it. I'm not really overthinking it. I'm just kind of just talking with you guys at the end of my stream. I'm not super worried about it. Like to be completely honest with you, if I show up and this goes bad and it's all my fault and I never talk to this person again, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't need a girlfriend right now. I actually like the thought of me having to play less hockey during the week makes me want to blow up and die. And that's something you'd have to do when you're in a relationship. I'm pretty much only looking for something that like super fucking pops off. And I don't know if that's going to happen. So I don't care until I meet them and maybe they're sick, right? Like not literally sick, but they're cool, you know? So I can meet a bunch of people. It doesn't really matter. Plot twist, this girl's watching the stream right now. I don't even think that would be a problem. Me saying that I would super care about the meeting when I haven't ever met them before and I've texted them for like less than an hour is a very reasonable thing. That's like, who cares, right? Like I'm, like let's just say they get offended by that. Fuck, I don't care. You know. It's you know. Also, it'd be impossible to tell that to find my stream from my Hinge profile or even know that I stream, I don't think. I just kept it pretty casual in there. Does anyone else watch Max on YouTube for the no ads but chat on Twitch? Wait, really? That's ideal as fuck, by the way, because that means that you're getting me ad revenue in both at the same time. You guys should all do that. That is extremely based. That sounds fucking amazing, actually. I think you're underestimating the skill women have at Googling someone. So if I said I played games and then she was intuitive enough to be like, okay, his name is Max. So like Max game stream, you could probably find my stream from that. But also like, let's say they do that. That'd be great because then they'd have a better idea of who I am because I'm exactly who I am all the time on my stream. And I don't think anything I've said so far would have been disrespectful, weird, or not reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say she heard me say, bro, I don't care if this goes bad because I don't know. Like, unless it's like, basically I'm saying like, I only really want to do anything in a relationship if it's like really, really working and it's great, right? Then if I want to keep seeing her and let's say she secretly watched that on stream, then that would mean that she would know that she's special. She'd be happy about that. And then if I'm never going to see her again and I didn't like it, fucking we're all moving along, right? Who cares? Doesn't matter. What if, imagine she finds Dryny meme? Oh yeah, she's like, this is a bad look on his personality because he didn't hug his friend. That'd be a crazy way of Dryny somehow getting back at me. But again, like, do you guys think, not like everything happens for a reason, but like if that'd be crazy if I was like, people are destined to be together after I just told you that I wasn't faithful or really religious at all, because those two things like totally go together. But like, if you guys were ever going on a date, and let's just say this is like the theoretical chat scenario we're talking about, where like some girl like watched your stream and was like, I don't want to go on a date, and you felt like that was this massive thing, like, oh my god, I'll never see this person again, you know, where I feel like it just wouldn't matter. Like, there's so many people. There's you just meet someone else. That's another thing. I guess I don't believe in like soulmates or whatever. Like I think even a lot of people that are happily married with someone who's great, that gets along perfect, bro, if that person was never born, you would have found someone else great and figured it the fuck out, you know? Like a lot of people are probably really compatible. But they were born, hence it was destiny. Checkmate. Hey, I can't argue with you, buddy. Plot twist, she finds out you stream. Yeah, my VODs are paywalled actually, so +1 sub. Dang, Max really would not love someone if they were a worm. I mean, like, when someone asks you some shit like that, if you're in a relationship, would you love me if I was a bucket of juice? You know? They're just trying to get you to say that you love them, you know? It doesn't really matter what they're actually saying. So the answer to that is obviously yes. Well, no matter what it is, the answer is yes. Because you have to think about why they're asking it in the first place. Because, like, logically, would you love a bucket of juice? Of course not. It's insane. But it's a just sign of affection, right? You know what I'm actually really interested in asking someone? This is the first date I've been on in 6 years. But I've been in like 3 2-year-long plus relationships, 1 5, dated like 10, 12, probably 15 people total. I know what I'm doing, but you know what I wouldn't have done before, but I would ask now, especially because I'm 30 and she's 30. I would want to ask someone, I don't know if I would lead with this, but something I would ask the first time I meet someone is what they learned from their last relationship. I think about that a lot. I've learned a lot from that, where I know I'd be way fucking better at being in a relationship from what I learned on the last one, and that would actually be that feels way too much like an interview question. You could ask it in another way. You could even start by mentioning something you learned yourself. There's just natural ways to bring up anything. Guys, I know you guys are gonna like meme this, but I've got Riz, right? We've got the Riz out here. You guys know this because I fucking Riz you guys up every day. I get practice like fucking risen people. I've actually, you know what's true? This is gonna sound, I'm gonna sound like such a douchebag, but I don't think I've ever been on a date and failed. I've literally ever that I've wanted to not fail ever, my whole life. We've always find a way to figure that out. So we're good. I'm not gonna be like I guess the way some of you guys reacted, you think I would just show up and just be like, so what did you learn? Like that's insane, you know? That's fucking insane. Just that'd be fucking insane. Goddamn clipboard Riz. Yup. Plans the dates through Raid Planner to make sure they never fail. You know what? I think me living my whole life improvising every single thing that's ever happened to me, including waking up every day not knowing what's going to happen and then figuring it out, has made me able to navigate through most situations when they come up, because I YOLO literally everything. So like if I have to find my way around like an awkward date or anything being weird, it'd be so easy. Because I just do that all, like, everything. I do that everything. What is it? Someone said in chat, I failed a lot of dates, but I fail to learn more. Oh, shit. True, actually. What have I ever learned if I've always succeeded? So true. Well, the thing is you date people that you're in a relationship with all the time. Or you should, right? Just look at chat if you run out of things to talk about. What if I just start streaming? Like, I'm just bored and I just pull out the phone.
IRL stream. What's up? Say hello to whoever this is. What's up? Say hi to the chat. Thanks for the sub. Unless you're a massive douchebag, it should be pretty hard to fail a date. I think it's possible to fail a date when you are a completely reasonable person and they're a completely reasonable person and you're not like a dumbass and they're not a dumbass, but there's just like some things that don't line up, and it takes a responsible person, even to someone that they're physically attracted to be like, you know what, this was fun, but like, I just don't think we like really mesh. And then you move on. That's a failed date technically, but also it's like probably true. And that's fine. That's why you date people. But I wouldn't even describe that as a fail though. That's just like, you know. Gamers with lifers are not stackable. Well, good news is I'm not really a gamer. Like, honestly, I think I wouldn't have a lot in common with someone that was like a gamer. Like someone who in their free time played PC video games. I don't do that. I haven't done that in years. Like, I compete in games, but like, I don't really do that. Bro, you're a gamer. What do you mean? I mean, I got to this point by doing that. But like, I don't do that as a hobby. Like, I don't like, when I'm done streaming, whatever, like during my hobby fun time during the day, I am not playing games on my computer. I'm not doing it. Not for years. I'm doing stuff outside or somewhere else. Like almost exclusively. So that would probably be fine. Do your hockey buds think of you as a gamer? Yeah, just because a lot of them like figured out what I do. Like when they probably hear my name, they're probably like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy that plays video games for a living." Regardless of how much I do it and how much I play hockey with them, that's just like what I do, you know? Yeah, literally a professional gamer. Yeah. Professional yapper. Yeah, actually that's true. When Plunderstorm comes along, I will be gaming all day, every day. So true. Imagine she's like, video games are for kids. Or if she calls me an e-gamer. Oh, are you an e-gamer? What if she says she plays League? I mean, I think playing games... I mean, my previous girlfriend played the shit out of League. I think they had like 10,000 ARAM games or something. Right? I think it would be great if they could appreciate a game 100%. I'm talking about like, I don't know if I'd want to date a gamer in like someone who legit games like 8 to 10 hours a day. I just wouldn't. I don't even know how that would work. I don't know. I think it'll be great if they appreciate you disappearing for world first stuff. Bro, could you imagine? I'm just like, yeah, I do games sometimes, and then I show them that Race World First documentary. This shit, bro. What do you do? And I'm like, this is what I do.
It's come on.
Dude, that'd be fucking sick. Except I look super homeless here. But that would be sick. That would go hard as fuck. Yeah, I got documentaries made about me. What's up? Multiple, by the way. So, you want to go back to my place?
She'd definitely be surprised how fast you ran. Be like, yeah, I'm quick.
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I've been talking about for the last like 40 minutes, but we ran out of content a long time ago. All right, I'll see you guys like Sunday or Monday or something. I'll tell you how the date went. Actually, I probably can't because then they might